Hello and welcome back to another video. So when I very first got a PlayStation 2, one of the first games I really took a chance on, sort of a bargain bin type title, was Odyssey, and I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. It is incredibly difficult and I've never actually managed to venture that far, but with that being said, I still had a very enjoyable time playing it almost 20 years ago. So let's check out a little bit of gameplay. Just going to go for the full screen here. So it always reminded me of this game that was an arcade machine where you were like a paraglider and you had to pedal it. I'm sure many people know exactly what I'm talking about. When I first seen it, it was graphically incredible. It was unbelievable, the 3D effects. And the fact you had to pedal and steer it as well, if I recall correctly. It was something special, and this game graphically reminded me of it. Whether that's actually accurate, I can't quite remember. I'll probably try and look up some gameplay and find the arcade machine on YouTube after I've made this video.
The weather is clear, with some cloud cover over. Fly northwest towards the ocean. When you reach the shore of fly through the ravine to follow the arrow.
So there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. Let's just take off to begin. So we shall increase the engine speed. Some birds just flying off there. 55 knots and we're airborne. Now there is a choice of 3 different planes. This is actually the slowest, although probably the most manoeuvrable. And the aim of the game on this adventure mode is to get through to the checkpoints. It sounds simple enough, really, doesn't it? It really does sound simple. Do the old loop-the-loop. I could, of course, be showing off here and almost about to crash. The controls are really nice, actually. Very realistic for the PlayStation 2 generation, 128-bit era. Well, I don't think consoles ever really mentioned the bits after, you know, Dreamcast, GameCube, PlayStation 2 era. I think then it became more about different aspects of the hardware. Very chilled out music, very fitting choice of ways. I mean, if you was a madman you would try and go through here. You don't have to, you could have gone over the top here, because it is a little bit hairy. Some of these sections you are affected by the wind. Oh, what am I doing? What a turnip. Surely I'm not going to make it to that checkpoint. Well, I'll tell you what, that was as close as you want to get. But you know, you have to get the old plane sideways in order to turn. You can use the rudders slightly, I believe, yes. With the top shoulder buttons respectively. Come around here, there's another checkpoint. We've seen a bit of action in the mountains. Looks like we could be expecting an avalanche anytime soon. So you can decrease your speed. I believe there's also an air brake. Certainly at the time when I played this, I'd never experienced anything like this on a console. Not that it felt so realistic in terms of controls. As you can see, the whole place has decided to fall apart. The trouble is, if you come out this canyon, the wind really can have adverse effects on your craft. Luckily you can't see me on the camera because I'm ducking and diving my head as if I'm actually on board in the cockpit. There are also numerous views. I don't know how you choose the views. I'll select. Oh my god. I actually prefer this viewpoint here. I'm sure you could get used to the closer view. I'm going to stick with this. Stick with what you know. Oh my, am I going to hit that rock? Or am I going to hit the floor? It's all very difficult. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's, you can see the wind coming off the top of the mountains there. Now, unfortunately, there's not any sort of flight combat elements to the game, even though you can choose some military-esque planes. It is all about the flying experience, this game. Ooh, there's a checkpoint around the corner, and this one's high. We're on top of that bridge. We've got to get this right. If you flunk that, it really ruins your play. Because the wind here, you can see it's almost forced us into a stall. May well have got out of it by getting down in this cavern. So we are on a time limit to complete this level. I'm unsure how I can go any quicker. Oh, the wind's playing havoc again. I have to duck down. There we go. Another checkpoint. We're out into the open. The arrow's telling us to go this direction to the runway. Oh my. It's looking like they're expecting me to land. I'm just presuming all this. I've got the air brakes on. I touched down once. Can I do it again? Oh. Can I get down and get it slowed down and stopped? Is that a landing? I turn the power down. Oh. Is that enough? Does that count? Please tell me that counts. It does. Well, there was a bit of a mess up there in terms of the braking, but it was enough. It was enough to see me to the end of the level. So the replay mode is pretty fantastic. I was always obsessed with replays in games. Certainly around the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2 era. So we've got some upgrades available now. Do we have these available? I think I'll just stick to what we had, thanks. The Desert Express. You're thinking there's a train involved here. I can see one. 12 miles of flying.
Your fuel tank has sprung a leak.
Oh, typical.
Fly your aircraft to the airport on the west coast for repair. Weather is clear. Take off and fly due west. The leak in your fuel tank will reduce your range, so you'll have to refuel en route. Rendezvous with the refueling train. Continue to the airport. Here is how to rendezvous. Fly directly above the train and synchronize your speed. Descend until your aircraft engages the mechanism on top of a refueling car. If you are going too fast or too slow, you will not engage. While refueling, continue to watch your speed. If you stray from the train, the refueling hose will detach. When finished refueling, fly away from the train or press the circle button to detach. You can refuel from the train as many times as necessary.
Oh my word, multiple
Once you arrive
times.
at the town, complete your mission by landing at the airport near the end of the railroad tracks.
Okay, well, the learning curve, the difficulty curve on this game, it's just non-existent. It's 0 to 100 straight away. But it's worth persevering with. It's definitely worth persevering with. I think this is a bit of a hidden gem. See, my fuel is coming out quite rapidly. See on the bottom right hand side the actual percent of fuel, so I presume I'm going to have to meet up with this train pretty quick sharp. I'm seeing some markings on the map in red like near a train, so we'll get that checkpoint and then get on down to Train Town, I think. Okay, let's get me a refuel. That's the thinking here. Okay, so to match the speed. We'll worry about that when we get there. Because of course, we're also going to make the checkpoints. I'm getting low on fuel. It's going to be pretty close. Or failure. One or the under. Feeling the Indiana Jones type moment coming. Yeah, how do I lower the speed? Oh, I'm on. How do I heighten the speed? Oh, sugar, why did I let go? Shit. I think I was alright and I faulted it. Yeah, I've run out of fuel. Completely run out of fuel. Oh my. Wow. Would you believe it? Looks like unfortunately I failed on the railroad tracks. With a bit more practice, that would have been an all-out success. But I'll leave it there. This is a cracking game. I think it's well worth tracking down a copy. Last I looked, you can get one of these on eBay for like 3 or 4 quid. So that's my recommendation for a nice little flying game on the PlayStation 2. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll upload some more videos soon.